Alright guys, you guys are welcome to this particular video. In this video, we'll be taking a look at something that is very important in CSS, and it's called CSS positioning. Now in our usual fashion, I'll go ahead and create a new file. Let's call it 5 points and I will call it positioning, right? Is it 5? Yeah, positioning. I thought that this one should be 6 if all things are equal. Okay, this is 5 actually. Alright, that being said, .html, and I have that there. Then I will go ahead, I will say doc, and I will start by saying creating something really nice. And in our usual fashion, I will create a simple div. So, and permit me to call this one. Okay, let me just give it a class. Let me call it nav, right? I'll call this one nav, and use internal CSS, and we say .nav, and when I say .nav here, I can create width. I can say width is equal to 100%, background, let's give it like 6cc, heights, let's give it like 50px, it's okay, and let's save this. Now let's go and run this out. Then it's called positioning after all. So I open it, I'll go to Google Chrome. Alright, that's it. So this is what we've done. Right, it's cool, it's what we've done, and we can just come in here and call this CSS position. Alright, cool. Now in CSS position, it's CSS position property actually enable us to know how we can actually do so many things. For example, how we can easily arrange elements, and how elements are being arranged inside of our file, right? So the first thing I'm going to do now, but one thing I want us to notice that there is a space around our element by default, imagine. So we can always use body like this, body with curly braces, and say margin and say 0px and save that, and we can refresh. So once we do that, you could see that particular space has actually disappeared. So once that space disappears, the next thing that we are going to do, we're going to talk about another kind of CSS. Now let's duplicate this. Let's call this other one hero, right? So let's create another class. Let the class name be hero, and we'll do this, and probably something similar. Let me just copy this. I don't type it again. I'll just increase the height to say like 500, and probably darker gray or so. Okay, this is cool. I'll save this. Okay, this is it. So this is like our hero section now. Now by default, if we don't have the positioning have like, this is the position attribute property. It has like 3 different values. The first one is relative. So by default, even you specify the position or not, you are going to have like absolute positioning by default, right? In relative positioning. So relative positioning just simply means that, okay, the elements are going to be arranged according to the way you arrange them inside of your HTML. For example, if I cut this now, if the hero comes before the navbar, let me just type hero here so we'll get to know the difference. If the hero comes before the navbar, it's going to render that way as well, hero before navbar. And if the navbar as well comes before the hero, it's going to render that way as well, navbar before hero. And this is relative positioning. Now another type of positioning that I will also love to treat would be the positioning that I call the absolute positioning. So the absolute positioning allows us to place our CSS any way that we feel like placing our CSS basically. For example, now if I create another one, and let me call this one like profile, right? And I do this like this, I can give this one a positioning and say, okay, look, position, I want it to be absolute, then the width I want the width to be like let's say 200 pixels, and the height, I want the height to, let's say 200 px as well, and the border radius, I want it to be like 50% as well. Then I want to give it border as well, and say border, I want to give it like, let's say 5 px solid. Okay, I don't think we've treated border. Okay, so let me not add border since we've not treated border. I'll say background. Let me give something else. Let's say like black. Okay, black, and I'll give this a div, and the class is going to be what? Profile. Alright, that is it. So if I do this now, this is what we've just created now, but with absolute positioning now, we'll be able to like overlap it as well. We can actually overlap it and it will work perfectly fine without issues at all. So once I do that, the next thing I want to do is try to arrange my absolute position very well. So what I'm going to do now is, since it's absolute, I can absolutely unlock 4 different kind of CSS property for me, which will be left, right, bottom, and top. So I can now say top. If I say top now, just watch. If I say top, 0px, I can easily come here and refresh it. It goes to the top. But if this position is relative, right, I will not be able to unlock that particular property, right? This top property is not going to work, except if the position here is absolute, and that is when that particular top property is going to work. And you could see that because of the positioning now, it is relative. It can come on top of it. It can come on top of it. So I can even take this one to the right. I can say right 0px, and it will go to the right. Right 0px. Okay, let me refresh. It will go to the right, and I can even say bottom, right? I can say bottom 0px, but of course, if I say bottom, I want to take this top away so it's not conflict, and can go to the bottom, right? But for now, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do bottom actually. I think I just want to do top. And if I do top, I can say, okay, my top now, I want my top to be like let's see, this one is 50. So I want my top now to be like 650. So I'll say like 650 px so that it will come down a little bit. And 650 seems too much. Let's try 550. Okay, 550. Let's try 450 now. All right. Perfect. So it comes in like this. Then I can now say left. I can use left. And in terms of left now, I can say let's say 100 px, right? So if I'm building probably like a social media profile, this is exactly my social media profile, like like your regular Facebook or Twitter profile, where you have the navigation here, you have the wall image here, then you have your picture inside here. So if you give this up like your background image and background image here, you automatically have like a very nice profile, right? So let's try it out. So if I have like in my hero now, I have like probably like a background here, and I have URL here, and I do stuff like this, and I say background like this, and I attach that my background size that will do the other time, and I say cover, I save this, and I refresh. It's going to look like this. Then you're gonna add like your own picture if you have like your own image here, another image, but I don't have another image, so let me just copy this line. Let me just copy this 2 line and put it here, and this could be like our regular social media profile and stuff like this that we normally have on social media. So that is us talking about absolute positioning. Now the next thing I want to talk about is fixed. So that those kind of stuff whereby when you're scrolling, everything is not moving. Let me put P here and use this lorem, hit enter, and just duplicate it a couple of times. And if I reload, I should be able to scroll. Okay, let me do it again. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Like, I just want a lot of text actually, so that I can actually scroll. Amazing. All those kind of nav bar whereby when you scroll, this stuff seems to be like the nav bar, the navigation is not moving, right? So that is where the third position system comes into play. So this fixed, instead of making it relative, now we can make it fixed. So So once I make it fixed and I go back and refresh, right, if I scroll, it's not going to move, but now you are not seeing it. So now this gives another property called Z index. So Z index will ensure that it's going to be at the top. So Z index is the order at which it's been arranged. So let's treat Z index. So if I give this Z index, I say 2 for example, and I refresh this, now you're going to see our navbar. Now the reason why you're not seeing the navbar then, it is because of it is behind this particular hero element. But with Z index, now we can bring it to the front or take it backward, right? For example, this particular image here, if I give it Z index of, let's say like minus or something, it's going to go backward, right? For example, now let's say this hero now have a Z index of 10, right? And this profile, if you have a Z index of anything less than 10, 5 or something, let's say 5 or anything, doesn't matter. If I give it 1, for example, now you're going to see that the hero is going to come in front of it, while this one is going to go behind it. But if I give it a higher Z index of, let's say like 20, for example, it's going to make it come on top of that particular hero. And this other one too need to have like a greater Z index of, let's say like 25 or so that it's going to be on top of it. So that's what Z index does. Then if I now scroll down it a little bit, you could see that because of the position it is fixed, you could see that this particular navigation is no longer moving, right? Because of it is what's fixed. So that is position for you, position relative, absolute, and fixed for you, and also the Z index property, right? So thank you guys for watching this particular video, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. And don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to like drop a comment if there's anything you're not understanding, and also drop a review inside the comment section. So see you guys in the next video.